Hello, I'm Sara Lipscombe and I'm here with Uwe Krueger, Atkins Chief Executive. Uwe, a really good set of half-year results and good progress towards our strategy. You must be pleased with these.
Absolutely, Sarah. 75 years since we started the company, and I'm really pleased to deliver these results today. It shows the optimism that we have for the future, and it shows the confidence we have also for the full year.
And tell me a bit about the progress towards our strategy.
We did exactly what we said we would be doing. If you go back 2 years, I was sitting here with you and we were talking about the strategy that we plan to put in place for the company. And exactly on this strategy we have delivered, which means not only that we have improved the results of the company, and we come to the numbers in a second, but on the strategy, on the 3 pillars we set out. So operational excellence, improving utilization, improving the margins. Second, the portfolio optimization part of our strategy. Absolutely, we have delivered on that. Looked at our portfolio critically and decided on the sale of our highway services business, the sale of Peter Brown, the construction management at risk business in the US, to focus on the core of our operations, and that's engineering and consulting. And then clearly the third part, to grow as fast as we possibly can, what we call the speedboats of the business, so energy, for example, defense, aerospace, also Asia Pacific, and exactly that happened. But also the strong underlying performance of organic growth in the UK, for example, clearly is remarkable and added to, I think, a successful implementation of the strategy.
So what does that mean for the numbers?
The numbers are really telling a very good story. The revenue is up by more than 12%. And underlying operating profit more than 10%. That's an amazing result that we are pleased to report today. But as you heard me saying again and again, the best proxy for how a business is doing is the cash performance of the business. And we can report today that our cash performance has been very good, and that the net funds are now on a level of 136 million sterling. That's excellent. And it also shows that the way we look at the KPI of cash, that has resonated well with the organization, and everybody has done a very, very good job in looking at cash collection. So all in all, our financial position is very strong, and that's the best basis in order to progress with that momentum we are having right now to a successful future for the company.
So looking at our projects, that's the heart of our business. What have been some of the highlights of the last few months?
Let's go through kind of the different divisions of Atkins real quick. If you look at the UK, based on the government spending review and the steadfastness of the UK government, much more infrastructure investments are now coming into RFP stage or into the delivery stage. And clearly that's something where the strengths of Atkins is in full display. If you look at our rail business, which is very busy, if you look at the water business with the framework contracts we won with Thames Water and with Severn Trent, very important clients of ours. If you also look on the design and engineering side, the priority schools and academics program, which is in full swing now, all that adds to the strengths of the UK business. And also Gatwick and Heathrow, very important work that we have secured there. Then if you look at North America, as a division, we continue to see very good performance, and we win work, very important work on the highways and transportation side in Texas, in Georgia. We have done a terrific job with our folks reacting fast on when the flooding happened in Colorado, and we got a lot of good reviews about our work there that helped us to win more. You see the US, similar to all the other divisions, is now moving in the right direction, and that is very encouraging. Then if you look at F&G, clearly our Faithful and Gold colleagues have worked very hard to get the Confluence business on board. Gives me another opportunity today to welcome our new colleagues in Singapore and the Middle East and India. Fantastic addition to Atkins' competence, specifically in the high-value project management space, highly welcomed by our clients in Asia Pacific and the Middle East. Then if we look at energy, clearly the decision here in the UK with regard to nuclear energy very important for us, given the strong relation we have with Électricité de France, one of our most important clients worldwide. The strong joint venture relations we have with Assystem, our French engineering colleagues, and with Arriva, the French nuclear power specialist. So very important here, but also in oil and gas, we see lots of progress there. The new projects we've won with Maersk, for example, in the North Sea, the way our LNG business is performing in West Australia, very encouraging. And also very encouraging how in Abu Dhabi with ENEC on the nuclear side, but also on the oil and gas side with a new management team in place there, we have made a lot of progress. Middle East, we have, I think, informed the capital markets about the recent project wins, very important. Riyadh Metro, probably one of the largest infrastructure projects in general on this planet at the moment with our rail expertise. But also Doha Metro, for example, and most encouraging, in Dubai, we see the real estate market coming back with projects like fascinating projects like the Opera House, for example, where not only we do the conceptual design, but now we are also in the detailed design phase. And finally, Asia Pacific, very, very solid performance, continuing on this growth curve. Important work we won with the airport in Hong Kong, and clearly also mainland China. Now with a new management oversight in place, a very encouraging development there, together with our early wins in other countries in Asia Pacific, in Malaysia and India. So if you just look at all these project wins and the deliveries that we are in the midst of in our divisions, it paints a very optimistic picture.
Indeed, some really high-profile, exciting and interesting projects there. So looking to the future, what's next for the group? What do we need to do to ensure that we stay on this positive path?
Most importantly, of course, if we look to the future, our people. And that has to do, first of all, in us making sure that we take advantage of the fantastic talent and that we allow people to enrich their work experience with additional projects, that we provide enough training opportunities and just enough opportunities to be passionate about what we like to be doing on a day-to-day basis as engineers in interaction with the clients. Diversity is an important aspect. I was delighted to see with the new cohort of graduates that I had the pleasure to welcome at Heathrow Airport 1.5 months ago, that our female population of young graduates joining the company has increased again, and that's a very good sign. And I think we also we have been commended recently with an award of the best employer for working moms here in the UK. Another sign that this pragmatic approach that I think you and I are both so aware about and passionate about, that really starts to produce the right results, and we need to continue to focus on that.
And now we've seen you on the television, we've read about you in the press, we know you've done a lot of lecture tours recently on the subject of future cities. Clearly that you see that as an important topic. Is that a big opportunity for the group?
Absolutely. I fundamentally believe that this urbanization challenge, the fact that today already more than 50% of people on this planet are living in urban centers, and in 2050 it will be 75%, gives us an idea of the dimension. To get that right is, I think, the most important challenge that we have in front of us, not only as a leading engineering company, but probably as a participant in trying to make the world a better place for people to live and work in tomorrow. And what I always remind the audiences that I have the privilege to speak in front is the fact that it is really a holistic approach to engineering that is needed in order to address that. If you look at what we are doing today, coming from this fantastic heritage of the Olympic Games here in London, and on the back of that, how we have started to work in Qatar in infrastructure coordination work, how we start to work in Karamai in China with a city that is interested to have a completely new approach to a sustainable master plan design of a city, how we work in Baku in Azerbaijan, but also smaller pieces of work that we've asked to do where we absolutely, in order to be successful, have to look at the wider picture in order to fit that piece of infrastructure in. Hong Kong is a great example with Samsung and his team working on transport-oriented development. So creating revenue-generating real estate, designing it with Bertil and his team there of the architecture, and combining it with functional infrastructure and metro work. This is both, it's fascinating from a technical point of view, for the most talented people that we are fortunate to employ as Atkins more than anybody else, for innovation, clearly, technical innovation as well as commercial, but also really with regard to the impact we have for the societies. And it's not only for the developing world. At the same token, all that is going to be applied in projects close to home here in London or in the US or in other areas of the developed world. It's of equal importance. So in short, I think the way I always close these lectures is that we are well advised to look back at charismatic leaders like Sir William Atkins and see how we can learn from the past, how we can contribute in the present, and how we can inspire the future.
Well, that's a good place to finish. So Atkins, in our 75th year, we're performing well and we're very confident about the future. Uwe Krueger, thank you very much.
Thank you.